Ladies and gentlemen, the power to transform your life is in your mind. Thoughts are things, real, tangible, and potent. Every action you take, every path you walk, every success or failure you encounter starts with a single thought. It's that simple. It is not about the circumstances around you. It is about what you choose to think. Too many of us are trapped in a cycle of negative thinking, questioning if we are capable, doubting if we are worthy. But let me tell you, nothing can stop a determined mind. Thoughts are not just fleeting moments of the mind, they are the seeds of your destiny. What you think today shapes the actions you take tomorrow. The person you are becoming is the direct result of what you have been thinking about, consciously or unconsciously. Success is not an accident. It is deliberate. It begins as a thought in the mind of a person who knows that success is an inside job. Think of the most successful people you know, whether they are in business, sports, or any other field. Do they credit their success to their environment, to their circumstances? No. They credit it to the thoughts they have, the thoughts that have shaped their actions, and the actions that have shaped their reality. If you want success, you need to train your mind to focus on success. You need to feed your mind with positive thoughts, not the negativity that the world constantly throws at you. Think of your mind as a garden. If you plant weeds, weeds will grow. But if you plant the seeds of success, they will grow into a mighty tree. Be vigilant about what you allow in your mind, because thoughts are things, and they will either build you up or break you down. Mastering your thoughts is not just a good idea, it's a necessity. The mind is a tool, and like any tool, it requires skill to use. Most people go through life allowing their thoughts to drift aimlessly, pulled in different directions by the events around them. But great achievers are different. They direct their thoughts with precision and focus. They decide where their thoughts will go, and therefore where their actions will take them. Remember, your thoughts lead to your actions, and your actions lead to your results. If you think you can, you will. If you think you can't, you won't. It's as simple as that. You don't have to wait for the world to change. Change your thoughts and the world will follow. Those who are successful are those who understand this principle and apply it consistently. Your thoughts shape your destiny. Every choice you make, every decision you ponder, begins with a thought. That thought has the potential to change everything. The moment you control your thoughts, you unlock your potential. The moment you direct your thoughts with purpose, you begin creating a new reality. Don't underestimate the power of a single thought. It's the spark that lights the fire of your success. But it doesn't stop with thinking. Your thoughts must be followed by action. You cannot sit back and wait for things to happen. If you truly believe in the power of your thoughts, you will take action that aligns with those thoughts. Belief in yourself is the most powerful motivator. When you believe that you can achieve something, you will take the necessary steps, even when the journey seems difficult. Belief gives you the strength to persist when the obstacles arise. Persistence is the key. Don't let failures shake you. Failures are part of the process, but they do not define you. What defines you is the thoughts you continue to nurture, the actions you continue to take, and the belief you carry forward. Those who persist are those who win. So, keep your vision clear, your thoughts focused, and your actions unwavering. The power to change your life lies in your ability to focus on your thoughts and act with purpose. To sum it up, let me say this. If you control your thoughts, you control your life. Your destiny is not determined by luck or chance, but by the thoughts you choose to focus on. And the most powerful tool you have in your possession is your mind. Train it, master it, and use it to create the life you want. Believe in the power of your thoughts. They are the things that will lead you to greatness. The power of thought is one of the most profound forces in the universe. It is the spark that ignites everything you experience, the foundation upon which your life is built, and the very blueprint of your future. What you think about, you become. What you focus on, you create. Every single thing in your life, whether you are aware of it or not, begins as a thought. And within the very core of that thought lies the potential to shape everything around you. This isn't just some abstract idea. This is the undeniable truth that governs the lives of the greatest achievers who have ever lived. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first thought that crosses your mind? Is it one of optimism, a thought that sets the tone for a day of growth and success? Or is it one of doubt and uncertainty, allowing the weight of yesterday's failures to steal your power today? That single thought, no matter how small it seems, is the starting point of everything you will encounter in your day. And if that thought is positive, it propels you forward. But if that thought is negative, it holds you back. To truly understand the power of thought, you must grasp that thoughts are not mere fleeting ideas. They are things. They are real, living forces that dictate your actions, decisions, and ultimately your destiny. Every time you think, you set the wheels of life in motion. It is your thoughts that give birth to your actions, your habits, and your results. This is not a theory, but a law of nature. Thoughts are things, and they have the power to shape reality. Consider the most successful people you admire. Whether in business, sports, or any other field, what sets them apart from others? It is not their circumstances, their upbringing, or their luck. It is the way they think. They have learned to master their thoughts, to direct their mind with purpose, and to create a vision so powerful that it becomes a force of its own. They understand that success does not happen by accident, it happens by design. And that design begins with a thought. Every major achievement in human history began as a thought. It wasn't some abstract idea that appeared out of nowhere, but a focused, determined thought that grew into an unshakable belief, which eventually translated into action. The Wright brothers didn't stumble upon flight by chance. They first saw it in their minds. They envisioned it, thought about it relentlessly, and then made it happen. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb by merely hoping for it. He thought about it, experimented with it, and never gave up on the idea, no matter how many failures he encountered. But here's where most people fail. They allow their thoughts to be influenced by the world around them. They let their circumstances, opinions, and the negativity of others cloud their thinking. They focus on what they lack instead of what they can create. And by doing so, they allow external forces to dictate their internal world. This is why so many people go through life feeling stuck, frustrated, and hopeless. They're waiting for something outside of them to change. But they don't realize that everything they need to succeed is already inside them, in the form of their thoughts. You must understand that your mind is a garden. It can either grow weeds or beautiful flowers. The choice is yours. If you plant thoughts of fear, doubt, negativity, you will reap a life filled with obstacles and setbacks. But if you plant thoughts of possibility, success, and abundance, you will create a life filled with opportunity and growth. It all comes down to what you choose to focus on. If you want to change your life, start by changing your thoughts. Your mind has the power to bring you whatever you desire, as long as you direct it with purpose. There is no limit to what you can achieve when you understand the power of your thoughts. The only limits are the ones you place on yourself through your thinking. If you believe that you cannot achieve something, you have already set the boundary. But if you believe that you can achieve anything, your thoughts will begin to move you in that direction. The greatest achievers don't wait for circumstances to be perfect. They create their own circumstances with their thoughts. They think of the impossible and make it possible. They don't just dream, they take action based on the belief that they can and will succeed. But here's the key. The power of thought is not passive. It is not enough to simply have a thought and wait for the universe to deliver. No. True power comes when you back your thoughts with action. Thoughts are the fuel, but action is the engine that propels you forward. Without action, thoughts remain idle, unrealized potential. But when you take consistent, focused action based on your thoughts, that's when the magic happens. That's when your dreams begin to materialize into reality. And that brings us to the next point. You must master your thoughts. If you allow your mind to wander aimlessly, you will find yourself in a state of confusion, doubt, and uncertainty. But if you control your thoughts, if you direct them with purpose, your mind becomes a powerful ally in your quest for success. Focus on what you want, not what you fear. Focus on where you are going, not where you've been. Your thoughts must be disciplined, purposeful, and unwavering in the face of challenges. When you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. The mind is a powerful tool, but it requires training to be effective. You must consistently feed your mind with positive, empowering thoughts. You must remove the mental clutter that prevents you from seeing your true potential. Once you master your thoughts, you will find that you have the power to overcome any obstacle, achieve any goal, and create any reality you desire. The power of thought is the most powerful force in existence, and it is available to everyone. It's not a gift reserved for a select few. It's a law of nature, a force that anyone can tap into. But it requires discipline, focus, and a relentless belief in your ability to shape your future. When you understand the power of thought and use it wisely, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Your thoughts truly are things, and they hold the key to your success. The question is, what will you do with them? The seed of success is planted in the fertile ground of your mind. It is not a distant dream or a far-off achievement, but something that begins in the very moment you decide to think differently. The moment you take ownership of your thoughts, the seed of success is sown. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is what you choose to think, how you choose to nurture that thought, and the actions you take to water and grow it. Success is not a mystery, it is a process. It begins with a thought, but it does not end there. Every major accomplishment in history, every breakthrough, and every remarkable achievement has started with a single thought, a vision, or an idea. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain stagnant is not the size of their dreams, but the ability to hold on to that thought long enough to turn it into reality. When you plant the seed of success in your mind, you are laying the foundation for everything you will accomplish. You must nurture that seed with purpose, water it with action, and protect it from the weeds of doubt, fear, and negativity. What often separates success from failure is the ability to believe that the seed of success, however small it may seem in the beginning, can grow into something truly extraordinary. Too many people let the seed of success slip away because they are unwilling to invest in their thoughts, unwilling to believe that one thought could change their life. But let me tell you this, when you choose to believe in the power of your own mind, and you consistently feed that belief with action, that seed will grow into something far beyond what you could have ever imagined. Think about the great leaders and achievers you admire. Did they simply wake up one day with success handed to them, or did they struggle with the same doubts and fears that you may have right now? The difference lies in the thoughts they choose to dwell on. They didn't let failure define them. They let their thoughts guide them toward success. They planted a seed, and when that seed sprouted, they took action with relentless determination. Success is not about luck or timing. It's about the willingness to invest in your thoughts and then take bold steps toward making them a reality. The seed of success begins in your mind. It begins when you decide what you want and commit to making it happen, regardless of the obstacles that may stand in your way. It doesn't matter if you are starting from a place of uncertainty or if the road ahead looks difficult. The seed of success is powerful enough to break through any barrier, but only if you give it the right conditions. You must believe in it, trust in it, and be willing to work for it. There will be challenges along the way, and there will be moments of doubt, but those who succeed are the ones who keep tending to that seed, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Growth takes time, but if you stay committed, that seed will grow into the success you've always dreamed of. What many people don't realize is that success is not a singular event. It is a continual process. The seed of success does not simply grow into a tree and stop there. No, it evolves and multiplies. The initial thought you have today will evolve into something bigger tomorrow. That one seed of success you plant today can turn into a harvest of opportunity, wealth, and fulfillment, but only if you continue to nurture it. Success is a cycle that feeds on itself. The more you work, the more you grow. The more you believe, the more your life will reflect that belief. One of the most powerful truths about success is that it doesn't depend on the world around you, it depends on you. Your thoughts are the soil in which the seed is planted. Your belief is the sunlight that allows it to grow. Your actions are the water that nurtures it. The world may be chaotic, and circumstances may be difficult, but none of that matters unless you let it. You have the power to plant the seed of success in your mind and water it with your focus and discipline. Once you do this, no external force can stop you. But here's the catch. Planting the seed of success is not enough. You cannot simply think about success and expect it to happen. You must take action. This is where so many people fall short. They have the thoughts, they have the vision, but they fail to put in the work. Success requires action. Relentless, focused, and consistent action. You must take steps toward your goal every single day, no matter how small they may seem. Each action you take, each decision you make waters the seed and helps it grow. But without action, that seed will wither away. And in order to truly see the seed of success grow, you must eliminate the weeds of negativity. Fear, doubt, and procrastination are the weeds that choke the life out of your dreams. They will invade your mind, your heart, and your actions if you let them. But if you can catch yourself when these negative thoughts arise and replace them with thoughts of possibility, determination, and confidence, you will give your seed the best chance to grow. Protect your thoughts as you would protect your most valuable possession, because your thoughts are the roots from which your success will emerge. Success doesn't come from luck, it comes from a decision to plant a seed in your mind, to nurture it with belief, to water it with action, and to protect it from the weeds of negativity. If you commit to this process and keep focused on the end goal, you will see that seed sprout and eventually become something powerful. The seed of success is in your hands right now. You control how it grows. You control how big it will become. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you plant it and watch it grow, or will you let it wither away, lost among the weeds? The choice is yours, and the time to act is now. Focus on the positive, for it is the only thing that can lead you to greatness. In a world filled with distractions, negativity, and uncertainty, the most powerful tool you possess is your ability to focus on what is good, what is possible, and what lies ahead. Too often, we allow the weight of the world to cloud our vision, to fill our minds with doubts, fears, and worries. But if you want to succeed, if you want to unlock your full potential, you must learn to focus on the positive. It is the key to overcoming obstacles, achieving goals, and creating a life of fulfillment. The mind is a magnet. What you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, you will find more problems. If you focus on what you lack, you will see more lack in your life. But when you choose to focus on the positive, to look for the opportunities in every situation, you begin to attract what you need to succeed. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you want your reality to reflect success, happiness, and abundance, you must start by directing your thoughts toward those things. It is easy to get caught up in the negative. The news, the opinions of others, the disappointments and failures of the past, all of these can pull you into a spiral of negativity. But let me remind you of this. You are not defined by your circumstances, nor are you controlled by the events that happen to you. You are defined by the thoughts you choose to think. When you focus on the positive, you take control of your life. You choose to see the opportunities instead of the obstacles, the lessons instead of the failures, and the potential instead of the limitations. It is a decision, and that decision is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck in the cycle of negativity. Every person who has achieved greatness has faced challenges, setbacks, and adversity. But what sets them apart is their ability to focus on the positive. They didn't ignore the difficulties. They simply refused to let those difficulties control their thoughts. They understood that adversity is not the end. It is a stepping stone toward success. They knew that every challenge carried with it an opportunity for growth. And so they focused on that opportunity. They focused on what could be learned, what could be improved, and what could be gained from the experience. When you shift your focus to the positive, you begin to see the possibilities where others see only problems. Focus on the positive doesn't mean you ignore the negative or pretend that challenges don't exist. It means you choose to put your energy into what you can control, into the thoughts and actions that will move you forward. It is about shifting your mindset from a place of lack to a place of abundance. It is about finding the silver lining in every cloud, the lesson in every setback, and the opportunity in every obstacle. This mindset doesn't happen by accident. It happens by choice. Every time you face a challenge, you have a choice. You can dwell on the negative, or you can choose to focus on the positive and take action based on that focus. You might be wondering, how can I stay positive when things are going wrong? It's a valid question. The truth is, life will always have its ups and downs. There will be moments when everything seems to be falling apart, when the road ahead looks uncertain, and when it feels like there is no way forward. But in those moments, the most important thing you can do is control your focus. You cannot always control your circumstances, but you can always control how you respond to them. And the way you respond starts with your thoughts. If you choose to focus on the positive, on what you can do, on what you have, and on what you can learn, you will find the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road is difficult. When you focus on the positive, you begin to see solutions instead of problems. You start to think creatively, to approach challenges with a mindset of possibility. Your energy shifts from one of frustration and defeat to one of determination and resilience. You begin to take action with confidence, knowing that you are in control of your thoughts and your destiny. The positive mindset fuels action, and that action leads to results. It's a cycle that feeds on itself. The more you focus on the positive, the more positive results you will see in your life. The more you take action based on that positive focus, the more you will attract opportunities, solutions, and growth. Let's be clear, focusing on the positive doesn't mean you are blind to reality. It means you are choosing to see reality through the lens of possibility rather than limitation. It means you are choosing to believe that no matter what happens, you have the power to create the life you desire. It means you are choosing to see the future as something bright, something within your control, and something worth striving for. When you focus on the positive, you begin to build momentum. And momentum is the fuel that propels you towards success. One of the greatest tools for focusing on the positive is gratitude. When you take the time to appreciate what you have, you shift your energy from a state of lack to a state of abundance. Gratitude opens the door to more of what you want. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. The more you practice gratitude, the more you will begin to see the blessings in your life, even in the most challenging of times. And when you focus on the good, you attract more of it. Remember this, your thoughts are powerful. What you focus on grows. If you focus on the positive, you will create a life filled with positivity, opportunity, and success. But if you focus on the negative, you will remain stuck in a cycle of frustration, limitation, and despair. You have the power to change your life, and it all starts with what you choose to focus on. Choose the positive, choose possibility, choose the life you want, and watch as it unfolds before you. Your future is shaped by the thoughts you think today. Focus on the positive, and you will build the future you desire. Thoughts lead to actions, and actions lead to results. The chain of success begins with a single thought, a spark that ignites the potential within you. Every success, every failure, every experience you have ever encountered began with a thought. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. What you think about consistently, you bring into your reality. The world you live in today is a direct reflection of the thoughts you've chosen to focus on. And if you want to change your life, you must start with changing your thoughts. It's easy to overlook the power of thought. We live in a world that moves at a fast pace, where instant gratification and external distractions pull us away from our inner world. But if you want to achieve anything of significance, you must realize that everything begins in the mind. Thoughts are not just fleeting ideas that come and go. They are the foundation upon which your actions are built. When you change your thinking, you change your actions. And when you change your actions, you change your results. Consider for a moment the power of a single thought. A single thought can lead to a decision. That decision can lead to a behavior. That behavior, repeated over time, becomes a habit. And your habits create your character, which in turn shapes your destiny. This is how the cycle works. Your thoughts are the seed, and your actions are the soil in which that seed grows. What you think about, you will eventually act upon, and your actions will either bring you closer to your goals or further away from them. Take a moment to reflect on your daily thoughts. Are they thoughts of possibility and potential, or are they thoughts of doubt and limitation? Are you thinking about what you want to achieve, or are you focused on what's holding you back? Your thoughts are like a compass, guiding you toward your desired destination. If you think about success, your actions will move you toward success. If you think about failure, your actions will lead you down a path of defeat. The thoughts you entertain consistently will determine the course of your life. This is why mindset is so crucial. A positive mindset leads to positive actions. When you believe in your potential, you take bold, confident actions. When you doubt yourself, you hesitate, and your actions become slow and uncertain. This is why success starts with belief. If you don't believe in your ability to succeed, you won't take the necessary actions to make it happen. But when you change your thoughts, when you believe that success is possible for you, your actions will align with that belief. You will move forward with purpose and conviction, knowing that your thoughts are leading you to the results you desire. But belief alone is not enough. You must pair your thoughts with action. A person who only thinks about success but never takes action will remain in the same place, no matter how strong their thoughts are. Thoughts lead to actions, but without action, your thoughts remain just ideas, floating in the air, never bringing you closer to your goals. It is the consistent, focused action that brings your thoughts to life. Action is what turns potential into reality. Look at any person who has achieved greatness, and you will see this principle in action. They didn't sit back and wait for success to fall into their laps. They thought about what they wanted, and they took massive, consistent action to bring it into existence. They didn't let obstacles, setbacks, or challenges stop them. They kept moving forward because they believed in the power of their thoughts and knew that their actions were the key to manifesting those thoughts. They understood that nothing happens without action. You must take action, and you must take it now. The power of thought is not just about dreaming big. It's about having a vision, setting clear goals, and then taking deliberate action toward those goals every single day. It's easy to get lost in the planning phase, to think that success will come when the time is right. But the truth is, the right time is now. Every action you take, no matter how small, moves you one step closer to your dreams. When you let fear, doubt, or uncertainty stop you from acting, you lose momentum. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to move forward. But when you take immediate action, no matter how imperfect it may be, you begin to build momentum that will carry you through the challenges ahead. The most successful people are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who fail but keep moving forward. They understand that failure is simply feedback. They don't let setbacks stop them. They use them as learning opportunities to improve. When you take action, you will make mistakes, but those mistakes are part of the process. They are the stepping stones to success. As long as you keep taking action, you will continue to learn, grow, and adapt. And with each step forward, you move closer to your goals. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is not talent, luck, or circumstance. The difference lies in their ability to take consistent, purposeful action. It is the actions you take today that determine the future you create, and it all starts with your thoughts. When you think positively, act decisively, and stay committed to your goals, you will create the life you want. So ask yourself, what are your thoughts leading you to do? Are they leading you to take bold action, to move closer to your goals, or are they holding you back, keeping you in a state of fear and doubt? Your thoughts are powerful, but they only have power when they are paired with action. Thoughts lead to actions, and actions lead to results. If you want to change your results, change your thoughts and take action. The success you desire is within your reach, but it will only come when you take action on the thoughts you believe in. Thoughts shape your destiny, because everything you are today began with a thought. The person you are right now, the choices you make, the habits you formed, the relationships you have, is all the result of the thoughts you've entertained in the past. And the person you will become, the life you will create, is entirely dependent on the thoughts you choose to focus on today. Your thoughts are not just fleeting ideas. They are powerful forces that shape the direction of your life. The destiny you seek is not something that is handed to you. It is something that you create through the consistent and deliberate shaping of your thoughts. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can either work for you or against you, depending on how you use it. The world is full of distractions, negativity, and doubt. But none of these external forces have the power to dictate your future unless you allow them to. It is your thoughts that hold the ultimate power. If you think thoughts of fear, doubt, and limitation, you will manifest a life filled with those very things. But if you think thoughts of abundance, possibility, and growth, you will create a life that reflects those beliefs. Your thoughts are the blueprint for the life you will build. What you think about consistently becomes your reality. Think about the most successful people in the world. Did they become successful by accident? Did their achievements happen simply because they were lucky? No. Their success started with their thoughts. They saw possibilities where others saw limitations. They envisioned their success long before it materialized in the physical world. Their thoughts created a vision of who they could become, and from that vision, they took action. They believed that they had the power to shape their destiny, and they used their thoughts to guide them toward their goals. The truth is, we are all creators of our own destiny. Every decision, every action, and every result in your life has been shaped by the thoughts you choose to believe in. If you believe you are capable of achieving greatness, your actions will align with that belief. If you believe that success is for other people but not for you, your actions will reflect that belief as well. The thoughts you allow to dominate your mind will directly impact the direction you take in life. If you want to change your destiny, you must first change your thoughts. This doesn't mean that success will come overnight or that every dream will materialize instantly, but it does mean that success starts with the way you think. When you believe that you are worthy of success, when you believe that you have the ability to achieve your goals, your actions will follow suit. You will work harder, push through challenges, and take the necessary steps to bring your dreams into reality. When your thoughts are aligned with your goals, your destiny becomes something that is within your control. One of the most important aspects of shaping your destiny through your thoughts is the ability to visualize your future. Visualization is the process of seeing in your mind's eye the life you desire. It is about creating a mental image of your success and holding that image in your mind. The more you visualize your goals, the more you believe they are possible. Visualization helps you to focus your mind on what you want rather than what you fear or what you lack. It allows you to create a mental picture of your ideal future and then take the necessary actions to make it a reality. But visualization alone is not enough. It must be paired with a mindset of perseverance and resilience. The road to success is rarely a straight path. There will be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but when you keep your thoughts focused on your vision, you will find the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road gets tough. Your thoughts give you the clarity and motivation to push through the challenges, to keep your eyes on the prize, and to stay committed to your goals no matter what. It's easy to get caught up in negative thinking, especially when things aren't going as planned. But the key to shaping your destiny is not to dwell on the setbacks, but to focus on what you can learn from them. Each challenge, each failure, and each disappointment is an opportunity to grow. When you change the way you think about challenges, when you see them as stepping stones rather than obstacles, you begin to shape your destiny in a more powerful way. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start being the creator of your own future. Your thoughts are not just limited to the positive or negative ideas you hold in your mind. They are also influenced by the stories you tell yourself. The narratives you create about who you are, where you came from, and where you are going shape the way you view your potential. If you tell yourself a story of limitation, you will live a life of limitation. But if you tell yourself a story of possibility, of strength, of overcoming adversity, you will create a life that reflects those qualities. The story you tell yourself is just as important as the thoughts you think. And if you want to change your destiny, you must start by changing the story you tell about yourself. Remember, thoughts shape your destiny because they shape your actions. Your thoughts determine the way you respond to life, the way you approach challenges, and the way you interact with others. Your thoughts determine whether you take bold, confident steps toward your dreams or whether you shrink back in fear. The more you believe in your ability to create the life you desire, the more likely you are to take the necessary actions to make that life a reality. Your thoughts are the foundation upon which your destiny is built. If you want to create the life you've always dreamed of, you must start by taking control of your thoughts. Ultimately, your destiny is yours to create. The thoughts you think today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Your thoughts are the building blocks of your future. If you want to achieve greatness, you must think in terms of greatness. If you want to live a life of abundance, you must think in terms of abundance. Your thoughts are your most powerful tool, and they will determine the course of your life. Choose your thoughts wisely because they are shaping your destiny every single day. Mastery of the mind is the ultimate key to unlocking your true potential. The mind is the greatest tool you possess, and yet it is often the one that holds you back the most. Within your mind lies the power to create, to innovate, to succeed. But it is also within your mind that self-doubt, fear, and negativity can take root. Mastery of the mind is not about controlling every thought that enters it, but about understanding how to direct your focus and discipline your thoughts so that they work for you rather than against you. It is the difference between living a life of limitation and living a life of unlimited potential. Every thought that you entertain, every belief that you hold, shapes your reality. The mind is a powerful force. It can either propel you forward toward your goals or hold you back in fear and indecision. The world around you is constantly trying to influence your thoughts, whether through societal expectations, media, or the opinions of others. But true mastery comes when you can silence the noise and focus on what truly matters to you. It comes when you can consciously choose your thoughts, align them with your vision, and take the necessary actions to bring that vision to life. Mastery of the mind begins with awareness. Awareness of your thoughts, of your emotions, and of the internal dialogue that governs your life. If you want to master your mind, you must first become aware of how it operates. Notice the patterns of your thinking. Are they empowering or are they limiting? Are you focused on opportunities or are you focused on obstacles? Are you thinking in terms of possibility or are you thinking in terms of what you lack? The moment you become aware of your thoughts is the moment you gain the power to change them. Awareness is the first step in mastering the mind. Once you are aware of your thoughts, the next step is to control them. This doesn't mean suppressing negative thoughts, but rather choosing not to give them power. Negative thoughts will always arise, but you have the ability to decide which ones you give attention to and which ones you ignore. When you learn to recognize negative, unproductive thoughts and replace them with positive, empowering ones, you begin to take control of your mind. The mind will always be a battlefield, but the more you practice controlling your thoughts, the more natural it becomes to direct them toward your goals. Mastery of the mind also means overcoming fear and self-doubt. Fear is the mind's way of keeping you safe, but it is also the greatest enemy of progress. Fear tells you that you're not good enough, that you will fail, that the risks are too great. But fear is only a thought, and thoughts can be changed. When you master your mind, you learn to confront fear with confidence. You understand that fear is not an indication that you should stop. It's simply a signal that you are about to step outside of your comfort zone and grow. The more you face your fears head on, the less power they have over you. Fear will always exist, but it is no longer the driving force behind your decisions. Self-doubt is another barrier that must be overcome in the quest for mastery. Doubt tells you that you're not capable, that you'll never succeed, and that your dreams are too big. But doubt, like fear, is a thought, and it is a thought that can be changed. When you master your mind, you replace doubt with belief. You understand that success is not determined by your current circumstances or by what others believe about you. Success is determined by your thoughts and your actions. The moment you believe in your potential is the moment you unlock the door to limitless possibility. One of the most important aspects of mastering the mind is learning to focus. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose sight of your goals. But the power of focus cannot be overstated. Focus is the ability to direct your attention to what matters most and block out the distractions that keep you from achieving your goals. When you focus your mind on a single task, a single goal, and dedicate yourself to it fully, you channel all of your energy into that endeavor. Mastery of the mind requires unwavering focus. the ability to eliminate distractions and put your energy into the things that will move you closer to your dreams. Mastery also involves emotional control. The mind and emotions are deeply interconnected, and it is easy to let your emotions dictate your thoughts. When you allow fear, anger, or frustration to control your mind, you lose your ability to think clearly and make rational decisions. But when you master your mind, you learn to detach yourself from your emotions. You learn to observe them without reacting, to understand that emotions are temporary and do not define your actions. Emotional control allows you to maintain clarity of thought, even in the face of adversity. It gives you the strength to act with purpose and intention, regardless of how you may feel in the moment. Another key component of mastery is the ability to think strategically. It is not enough to simply have a positive mindset or a strong belief in your potential. You must also develop the ability to think strategically, to plan your actions, and to make decisions based on the long-term vision you have for your life. Mastery of the mind involves being able to look at the big picture and make decisions that align with your goals, rather than being swayed by short-term emotions or distractions. Strategic thinking requires a deep understanding of your goals and a clear plan for how to achieve them. It means thinking critically, making informed decisions, and taking deliberate actions to move forward. Mastery of the mind is not a destination. It is a continuous journey. The mind is always evolving, and so must your approach to mastering it. The more you practice controlling your thoughts, the more natural it becomes. The more you confront fear and self-doubt, the less power they have over you. The more you focus your attention on your goals, the more likely you are to achieve them. True mastery comes when you can align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the vision you have for your life. When you do this, you unlock the full potential of your mind, and your possibilities become limitless. Action follows belief. What you believe determines what you do, and what you do shapes your life. It all starts with belief. If you believe you can achieve something, if you truly believe in your own potential, you will take the actions necessary to bring that belief to life. On the other hand, if you doubt yourself, if you question whether you are capable, your actions will be filled with hesitation and uncertainty. The power of belief is undeniable because it is the driving force that propels you to take action, to push past obstacles, and to move forward when the path seems unclear. Belief is the foundation upon which all success is built. It is not just a vague hope or a fleeting feeling. Belief is a deep, unwavering conviction in your ability to achieve your goals. It is the knowledge that no matter what challenges arise, you have the strength, the intelligence, and the perseverance to overcome them. Belief is the fuel that ignites your inner drive and pushes you to take action, even when the road ahead is difficult or uncertain. Without belief, there is no motivation to act. Without belief, you are simply going through the motions, waiting for something external to change. But when you believe in yourself, you take control of your destiny and your actions follow suit. Your belief in yourself shapes the choices you make every single day. If you believe you are worthy of success, you will make decisions that reflect that belief. You will take bold, confident steps toward your goals, knowing that you are capable of achieving them. On the other hand, if you lack belief, you will hesitate, second-guess yourself, and settle for less than you deserve. Your actions will be influenced by the doubts and fears that hold you back. The choices you make will be based on a mindset of limitation rather than a mindset of possibility. Think about a time when you were confident in your abilities, when you believed without a doubt that you could succeed. How did you act in that situation? Chances are you took decisive action, you moved forward with purpose, and you were willing to do whatever it took to reach your goal. When you believe in yourself, your actions are aligned with your aspirations. You become unstoppable, because belief fuels the determination and persistence needed to take action, even when faced with challenges. Now think about a time when you doubted yourself, when you weren't sure you could accomplish what you set out to do. How did your actions differ in that situation? Perhaps you procrastinated, hesitated, or made excuses for not taking the necessary steps. Maybe you held back, convinced that you weren't good enough or that success was out of reach. This is the power of belief working against you. When you don't believe in your ability to succeed, your actions reflect that doubt. You become paralyzed by fear and uncertainty. and you fail to take the steps that could bring you closer to your goals. Belief and action are inseparable. You cannot take consistent, focused action unless you have belief in your ability to succeed. But belief alone is not enough. It's not enough to simply think positive thoughts and hope for the best. Belief must be backed by action. If you truly believe in something, you must take the steps necessary to make it happen. Action is the bridge between belief and success. Without action, belief remains a mere thought, a wish, a dream that will never be realized. You must act on your belief. You must take the first step, even when the path is unclear. You must commit to doing whatever it takes, no matter how difficult the journey may be. This is where most people falter. They believe in their potential, they have big dreams and aspirations, but they fail to take the necessary action. They wait for the perfect moment or for everything to align just right. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. The time to act is now. When you believe in your ability to succeed, you take action, regardless of the obstacles or challenges that may arise. You don't wait for the ideal conditions, you create them. Belief is not passive, it is active. It calls you to take action, to move forward, and to create the opportunities you desire. Belief also helps you overcome the inevitable setbacks and failures that will come along the way. When you face challenges, when things don't go as planned, belief keeps you going. It reminds you that failure is not the end, but rather a stepping stone toward success. Belief allows you to see obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow. When you believe in yourself, you understand that setbacks are a natural part of the process. They are not signs that you should give up, but signs that you need to adjust, adapt, and keep moving forward. Belief gives you the resilience to keep going when others would quit. It strengthens your resolve and pushes you to keep taking action, no matter how many times you fall down. When you consistently take action based on your belief, something incredible happens. You begin to build momentum. Small actions lead to bigger actions, and bigger actions lead to bigger results. The more you act on your belief, the more your confidence grows. And as your confidence grows, so does your belief in your ability to achieve even more. This creates a powerful cycle of success, where your belief and actions feed into each other, propelling you toward greater accomplishments. The more you believe, the more you do, the more you do, the more you believe. It is important to understand that belief is not a one-time decision. It is a daily practice. Every day you must choose to believe in yourself, to trust in your ability to succeed. Belief is something that must be nurtured and reinforced, because doubts and fears will always try to creep in. But when you remind yourself of your strengths, when you focus on your past successes, and when you stay committed to your goals, your belief will grow stronger. And as your belief grows, so will your actions. Every step you take will bring you closer to the success you desire, because action follows belief. And belief is the catalyst for everything you want to achieve in life. The power of persistence is the force that separates the dreamers from the achievers. It is the unwavering determination to keep going, no matter how difficult the path becomes, or how many obstacles stand in the way. Persistence is not just about pushing through the easy times. It's about pushing through when everything seems stacked against you. It's about staying committed to your goals when the world tells you to quit. It's the ability to rise again, stronger and more determined, each time you fall. Persistence is what transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. And it's the single most important factor in turning dreams into reality. In life, success is rarely a straight line. There will be detours, setbacks, and moments where it feels like the universe is conspiring to stop you. But those who understand the power of persistence know that these challenges are not the end. They are simply part of the journey. What defines your future is not the obstacles you face, but your response to them. Will you allow them to break you, or will you use them as stepping stones to greater success? Those who persist understand that every difficulty is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. The power of persistence is rooted in the belief that success is not about immediate results, but about the steady, consistent effort over time. It's about doing what needs to be done day after day, even when you don't see immediate rewards. It's about taking the small, often unnoticed steps toward your goal, understanding that these steps will eventually add up to something monumental. Most people give up too soon because they expect results to happen quickly. But the true power of persistence lies in its long-term vision. It's about trusting that as long as you keep moving forward, you will eventually reach your destination. When you persist, you are choosing to embrace the journey over the destination. You understand that the process itself is where growth happens. In the face of adversity, it's easy to get discouraged, to look around and wonder why things aren't happening faster or why others seem to be succeeding while you are still struggling. But persistence teaches you that success is not about speed, it's about endurance. It's about continuing to show up even when the results are not immediately visible. It's about having the patience to keep going, even when you don't know exactly when the breakthrough will come. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is that it creates momentum. The more you persist, the more progress you make, and the more progress you make, the more momentum you build. In the beginning, it may feel like you're not getting anywhere. You may face constant failure and disappointment, but as long as you keep going, something incredible happens. You begin to build momentum. This momentum becomes a driving force, pushing you forward even when the going gets tough. What once felt like an insurmountable challenge becomes something that you can handle with ease, because persistence has created a rhythm, a flow, and a sense of accomplishment.